Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, we're getting tipsy with Alla Famiglia vodka sauce. Welcome to week 3 of Sauce-tober with Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the What are you smirking about for? Why are you already smirking? What are you smirking for?
We have a lot to smirk about.
God damn
You
it, Eric.
smirked at me first. I smirked back.
We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host this week, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Tori.
Hi! Let me lighten it up for you a little bit. He's a grumpy boy this evening. And anyway, my name's Tori. We're really glad to see you. I wish I could reach out and shake every single one of your hands, but I can't. But anyway, yeah, this is the show. This is Sauce Spoken. And to my right, believe it or not, the fella, last time they were picking the Dalai Lama thing, he got second place. He got edged out by a hair. Our friend, co-host, the second place Dalai Lama, E.
The Dalai Lama.
Dolly, there we go.
I knew that was coming.
What an honor. It was a close call there.
Just edged you out. You had to come on and move back to Pittsburgh. Gave it hell.
Yeah,
But before we get any farther, it's time to...
much more calm than my fellow co-host there, Adam. But yeah, go ahead, Adam. Segue us into your favorite segue of all.
Why is it my favorite one?
I don't know, because you came up with it,
My
I guess.
favorite one's recipes, as is everyone else's.
Recipes is a good one.
Recipes.
Go ahead, Adam.
It's time to catch up with the host.
Time to catch up.
We really need to can that as just a sound effect. Just plug in.
I get wackier with it every single week. I
know.
get more and more of a caricature of myself. But Eric, how was your week this week? What'd you get up to? Went and saw your family in Ohio for your twice a week family reunion.
Yeah, my dad turns. Well, my dad had his birthday. I won't disclose his age, but his birthday was on Sunday. So yeah, it was nice. We all went out there, and myself, my sister,
I'm gonna guess
and
65.
his brother, 64.
Oh, okay. Pretty close.
You were very close. My uncle and aunt and my immediate family, except for my brother, we all went and saw The Lion King on Cleveland Playhouse there, the play. It was really good. Musical, I guess, technically.
I'm sure a magical event.
It was.
A lifetime experience.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was very cool.
Yeah. I bet you liked it because you got to see a cat die.
Wow. I thought you were going to go something with the Pumbaa.
Yeah.
I thought he was queuing him up for a D's nuts somehow. Got to see a cat die.
The KD ratio just... You like...
He used to masturbate to that as a kid.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
That's too far. No, that's too far.
Hey, I like Lion King, and I like the story and the death of Simba's father. I don't even know what
his VHS cassette tape is worn clear at that point from being rewound and replayed so many times.
We do still have all the VHS tapes of all the Disney films, that's for sure.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
God forbid you throw them away.
Can't throw anything away.
Can't.
But no, yeah, we played a new board game, played Paradise Lost. Got to have some really good dinners. Went out to Wadsworth Brewing, tried a chocolate mole stout. That was very good. And also the pumpkin stout, and I tried the Around the Town Brown Ale.
Oh, wow.
Round the Town Brown sounds concerning to me.
Why?
I'm imagining, I can't decide if that would either be a black lady of the night or a lady of the night who favors non-traditional alternatives to the front door, shall we say.
Wow.
Round Town Brown!
Okay.
The things Adam's mind wanders to. It's quite frightening.
Well, what else would that be? It's obviously a lady of the night. An escort.
You got me, dude. I got no idea.
Would you drink a beer called Round Town Brown, Tori?
Well, I think you know the answer to that.
Right.
That is going to be a resounding no.
Town.
Completely regardless of the name, though.
Yeah.
For you. What else, Eric? What else do you get up to? You were a real sick fuck this last week is what I'm getting out of this.
I was real sick this morning. Woke up at 2 a.m. with a sore throat because it was wonderful weather. Crazy October weather. We're having 82-degree weather. I had to turn on the AC, and then it dried out my throat. And
You
turned your AC on?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I didn't turn mine on, and I view you as a guy who does that the absolute latest he possibly can before he dies.
I waited. That's for sure.
Huh.
I was dying.
Very nice. Wow.
I know my coworker was quite upset too. She has nothing but disdain for this hot weather at this point.
God, Gigi!
It's still hot outside.
It's still hot.
I'm sure you had to hear that
Yeah.
at least a couple times over this week.
My hair!
hair.
It's still hot.
I'm gonna cut it all off one of these days.
Okay. It's your head.
So what'd you get into, Tori?
Well, I'm a little dizzy today.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. This is something that, I don't know if I'm sick or not, but I would usually pay for this type of feeling like on a Friday night.
Right?
So it's a freebie. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, outside of that, boy, it's a day earlier. We're recording a day earlier.
So we're just all
Than
thrown out of
usual.
sorts, right?
Earlier in advance.
Earlier in advance, earlier in the future.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just going with the flow here, man, trying to stay seated with all this dizziness that's occurring with me. But other than that, it's all good.
This is still ongoing?
Yeah, it's been going on for a couple days.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought this was just something that happened that's just last night.
No.
Oh, this is still ongoing for
Yeah.
several days now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes and goes.
Usually that's a blood pressure thing. I think. Could be wrong. Don't
Wow.
quote me on that.
Yeah.
I would say either blood pressure or blood sugar. I would say one of those two things.
Interesting.
There's a sense of vertigo could be inner ear, too.
I ain't too worried about it, but
Oh, yeah. You got those wacky ear things. You probably got
Right.
bugs harvesting, like making nests up there. That's probably what it is.
Wouldn't be
That's the
surprised.
most likely solution. Honestly, if we're calling it like it is,
undoubtedly.
bugs making a nest in your ear canal is almost certainly what it is.
Yeah, that sounds
So,
about right.
Yeah, that makes more sense to
I'm
me.
going to dump some lye down there, really take care of them.
This is really getting us on geared up for our week 3 of Saucetober with Sauce Smokin'. Bugs in Your Ears edition.
Ooh, it's like a Goosebumps novel
Creepy crawlies.
for young adults.
Say,
You guys-
wasn't there like a sci-fi film where they like burrowed into people's brains and took them over them, like took control of them or something?
Animorphs? Is that what you're
Oh,
referencing?
yeah, well, Animorphs, that's right.
The Faculty?
The Faculty, that's probably what I was
Oh,
thinking
okay.
of. Nice. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Were you guys fans of Animorphs? Or was that after your time?
That was the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also made a video game too.
I never
Wow.
saw the video game. There was a TV show, too.
Was there? Okay.
Hmm.
I believe you. But I think they're called the Yeerks. And they're little mind slugs that like crawled in your ear and possessed you or something.
Yep. Sounds vaguely familiar.
Hmm.
I read some of the books and watched a little bit of the show.
There was a couple of different things, and now there's like one creature from another planet, and every single creature was inhabited by the mind slugs or something like that. And those were like the bad guys, but it was really the mind slugs that were the real bad guys or something like that.
Oof, you
Come
lost
back to
me. Yeah.
It's a long ass series, and it gets really weird at the end. I guess I never read the whole thing, but I read like a synopsis on Wikipedia, and I guess it gets like super serious at the end.
Oh.
But it was one of those series that was written by a number of like authors, like a ghostwriter type thing. So I just think that's interesting when they do that. Maybe we can get some people to do that for us for our show.
Some young adult literature
Ghost
writers.
speakers.
Yeah.
People that sound
that'd be
like
wild.
us, a bunch of nerdy fucking white dudes. Well,
They can install a new crew.
Eric is already a caricature, so that would be easy.
So easy. So how about
So busy at work.
how's your book, Adam? How's The Lost World going?
Oh, I finished that
I figured
weeks
you did.
ago. Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't finished that in like a weekend. Although I've been working on this other book, which I'm having no progress with. It's I don't know, you guys aren't big readers, I don't think, but sometimes I'll be reading a book and it's like, I'll read a little bit, shit done. And then there's other books where it's like, read a little bit for like weeks on end. And I just looked at this book I've been trying to read for like a month and a half now. I'm on page 84.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm like, man, this is not capturing me whatsoever.
Want to call it out?
Yeah, Stranger in a Strange Land.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Heinlein.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm surprised you knew that, Eric. Good for you.
I never read it, but I know the book.
Oh, I'd be more impressed.
You got culture.
Yes, a man of class, as they famously. And speaking of class tonight, where's the sauce at, Eric? God damn it.
It's in the kitchen.
Go get the fucking sauce, Eric.
He
You
rinsed
piece of
it. He rinsed the mug already.
shit. He's got to recycle
Wow.
it.
You took it out here to do the fucking splash test. Asshole.
No, I think it was already out there. You're the asshole. No,
No.
you.
No.
Definitely you.
are.
No, you. Well, speaking of class, we're going to be getting real classy today for week 3 of Saucetober because we're going to be talking about Alla, Famiglia, Vodka sauce, Macarone sauce. I don't know. I don't actually speak Italian. There's a lot of Italian looking words on here. So I wanted to make a mention of this really quick. I think, and I want to double check on this. I'm going to take a soft stance, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually like a local-ish chain.
Oh.
You guys ever seen this before?
No.
I think there's one down Mount Washington, and I don't think there's only one. I think there's a couple in Pennsylvania and maybe in the wider area, but that's all I'm aware of, and I think it's the same company.
Never heard of it.
Same name in any case.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
But without further ado, Eric, do you want to go ahead and get onto the visual description of the sauce we're looking at there for the outside of the container?
So this is a vodka sauce. It's like a spaghetti sauce. It's a type of spaghetti marinara sauce, and it's classic glass jar, gold lid, the whole little press button in the top center.
The vacuum.
The vacuum seal. It's not expired, it looks like it. Not expired, that's good.
Oh, good.
It's 24 ounces, so it's pretty good sized. It's
your standard, I think, right? Standard jar size?
It's a nice size.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them are 16 ounces, but 24 is pretty common too. So
that looks really common to me. I think that size is standard. I could be wrong, but
there's all kinds of. I mean, there's all you can get all the way up to like the 32 quart or 32 ounce, quart size. So
32 quart size.
32 ounce. Yeah. So this is actually 24 ounces, 1 pound 8 ounces if you really want to know. Anyways, it's got a like.
What's that metric? How many kilos?
680 grams.
How much weight are you moving?
It has this cool like vintage wall, like stucco almost kind of look to it.
It's supposed to look.
What?
It's supposed to look. And I'm allowed to say that word as an Italian.
Woof.
And then you got the so it's got this like tea-stained brown kind of, or like a stucco wall sort of look to it, and then the text is like a blue, navy blue, and then we've got vodka and gold over top of a red banner with a bunch of florally kind of design in the background. It says Marinara Farm Fresh Cream Premium Vodka.
Read all the rest of the Italian words on there.
No.
What's it say on the back? Look, there's a whole essay on the back.
There is a ton of information on the back.
Don't read it all. Summarize. What's it mean? Bippity boppity, we as a family, something like that. Hey!
Yeah, it's about how it all started in a small village up the coast of Naples. So probably not a local sauce, as Adam was thinking. Passed down through generations.
The restaurant, I'm saying, is not the sauce itself. I'm saying a restaurant. The restaurant.
Oh, there's a restaurant. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Did I not say that?
I thought you were just talking about the sauce chain.
All right, maybe I skipped it. A restaurant in the local area.
That shares the same name.
Yes, and I believe it is the ones who make this sauce.
Oh.
Same family, I think.
Oh,
same Famiglia, if you will.
Same Famiglia.
I'm not sure if that's how you say that or not, but I'm pretty close, I think.
I see here. And the flavors were honed in our restaurant overlooking downtown Pittsburgh. Every
Booyah! Vindicated.
Got him!
Every recipe has been perfected and fussed over for generations.
Sounds like you.
These are the flavors of our family and the taste of our family you will love. No, your family will love. All right. Anyways.
The taste of our family. Taste my family.
Right? Well, that sounds
Taste him.
100 years of generations of cooking passed down. That's neat.
Neat.
Very well done.
Tori, do you want to go ahead and give us a little visual description of the sauce we're looking at? Make sure to be as vivid as possible for the spooky week 3 of Saucetober.
Be as spooky as possible.
Spooky. I bought this from Whole Foods, and I thought my thought with this one was kind of like to replicate the blood and guts look.
Well, I mean, short of trying to be morose, I mean, it certainly looks like a marinara sauce to me, especially one of the vodka variety. I always liken a vodka sauce to be lighter than your normal marinara sauce, almost orange to a degree. Dare I say that there's some shingling happening here on the side of this jar, which I think is indicative of having a tomato.
Okay.
In the sauce in general. I
think that's a fair bet that there's probably tomato in there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know me. Big brain.
Big brain.
But yeah, I mean, it certainly got flakes of, I'm sure, of a number of Italian spices, pepper, oregano. I'm sure the whole gang is represented there at some point. But yeah, I mean, you close your eyes and envision a vodka sauce and booyah. That, there you have it.
Yeah, I don't know about blood and guts, Adam. I think it's definitely a little more orangey in color. I think it looks a little more like, smushed pumpkin with like...
Okay. It's not as bright orange as some vodka sauces. That's one thing I did want to kind of mention. Like, if you ever see, like, the Bertolli, like, the really cheap ones, they're, like, neon orange.
Oh, wow. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not actually sure what they put in vodka sauce that makes it lighter. I'm assuming cream or something like that. I don't know what else it would be. It's not the vodka. Vodka is clear, so surely that's not making it lighter. I'm sure we'll find out later.
Oh, boy. Can't wait.
Sounds interesting. I know nothing about vodka sauce, and I've never tried to make my own marinara. I know, haven't you, Adam? I mean, you've grown up in an Italian family and all that. So.
Kind of. I mean, they weren't really like practice. We're not practicing Italians, thank you. But no, we didn't really make marinara sauce. The thing about the funny thing, like if you try to make like a marinara sauce, if you go by any recipe, they always tell you to start off with canned tomatoes. So to me, it's kind of like, what's really the point there? It's not like you can just grow the tomatoes. I mean, you can. But they always just say, just start off with the canned tomatoes. Even if you grow the right type of tomatoes, they still recommend it. There's something about the canning that like gets the texture right for pureeing into a nice sauce as opposed to just being a loose tomato, You have to peel them, of course. You have to blanch them and peel them.
I knew you were going to go with that. And I was thinking, like, well, if you start with stewed tomatoes, I think they have the peels on them. So don't do that.
Uh-oh.
No, not stewed tomatoes. Whole tomatoes. Whole skin tomatoes.
Whole canned
used
tomatoes.
for making sauces. God damn it, Eric. I'm going to fucking kill you.
Well, some sauces do have peels in them.
That's right.
I think that's fair to say.
That was definitely
Yes.
proved, but
Yeah.
Not marinara sauce.
well,
not correctly
you
made
know.
marinara sauce.
Let's not count it out yet.
So this is interesting. I again probably tuned you out as always.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the whole restaurant connection. You say you drove past this restaurant?
I
in
didn't drive
Pittsburgh?
past this.
No.
I heard someone at work recommended it the other day to another person as a nice Italian restaurant to go to, which I wasn't aware of this before that. I don't really think Pittsburgh is a place that has a lot of good like Italian restaurants.
Are you serious?
Yeah, really, I'm
pretty
surprised.
serious, yeah.
There's a
What?
bunch.
Like what's like a good Italian restaurant?
At Monticello's. I mean, there's
No. That's not like good Italian though. That's like Americanized Italian. I'm not saying it's not a good restaurant. I like Monticello's, but it's not like Italian.
Oh, he's moving the goalposts on me here.
I say good Italian, like good authentic Italian. Monticello's is not authentic Italian.
I know there's one right up the road from me, but I've never been to it. It's like here in Green Tree. It's like Scoglio's or something like that.
Okay, I'm not saying there are no Italian restaurants. I'm saying that there's not as many like good authentic Italian restaurants for like good high-end Italian food, not Monticello's lasagna.
We used to have a really nice
Which I
one.
love, to be clear.
Wow.
It is really good. It tastes really good.
So what's the difference, I guess? I don't know. What's the expectation
It's
from...
kind of like the difference between like if someone said, "Oh, there's no good burger joints around here," and you're just like, "Oh, there's McDonald's on every corner." It's kind of like that. Monticello's is like they're definitely a step above Olive Garden, but it's kind of like making that same comparison. Like, oh, there's 3 Olive Gardens in Pittsburgh.
I think that is a very heavy hand that you're swinging.
I don't know.
Very
I don't think so. I don't
heavy
think
sledge.
Monticello's is authentic Italian.
I don't know.
And there used to be a really great one here in Carnegie called Papa J's, and unfortunately it caught fire a couple of years ago. and
Nowhere
burned
called
down.
Papa J's is authentic either.
Oh, it was so good. Everything was made from scratch. It was amazing.
You know they burnt that down for the insurance money. Guarantee it. That's 100% what they're doing.
Wow.
Gosh, I wish my coworkers were on here because they're from up in New Kensington area and up there, and they always talk about really good Italian restaurants up there.
Newcastle?
Not New. Well, I don't know. Newcastle might have some good ones too.
Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Italian folks up there, up in Newcastle.
There are lots of good restaurants in Pittsburgh, but I would say like if you want like really good like authentic German food, there's lots of good places to go for German food. I'm just saying like for the same level of authenticity, I'm not seeing it as much for Italians in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
That's just me. That's my perception. But
Interesting.
anyways, getting back to your original point though, Eric, is that yes, I saw this recommended as a more authentic Italian restaurant for someone to try. And I wasn't familiar with it. And I think, as I mentioned before, I purchased these sauces from Whole Foods. As I told you, this was a part of a batch order from Whole Foods. Everything for Saucetober came from Whole Foods.
Ooh.
Corporate sponsor? No, obviously not. Obviously not. Although we have favored pretty heavily on Amazon and Whole Foods this
Yeah,
show.
I'd say so.
Keep talking them up.
I don't think it's outside the realm of feasibility. And that would actually be a good corporate sponsor because they're not affiliated with any of these brands in particular. We're just buying stuff from them. So I think they'd be a good sponsor for us. So if anyone around town has, has an in with Amazon, hit us up and get us that sponsorship deal.
Maybe get us on that next spaceship.
There
Sure.
we go.
Go up and see the Martians.
Maybe we can just send E on it.
We'll do a soft-spoken episode from outer space.
They recently
you go.
had that thing that was signed by all the engineers about safety concerns, and like all the people that work there said that there was no way in hell they would ever go up on one of their ships. Oh yeah, this was big news recently.
Oof.
In addition, with Blue Origin trying to block NASA from awarding actual contracts, because they got caught up in this whole bullshit about it, so people have started calling them Sue Origin. It's a joke.
Yeah, I know nothing about this, Adam, but I guess you're a little more hip with that news, so.
Yeah, but anyways, so getting back to the original point to answer your long time ago question here, Eric. Yes, I guess this is a restaurant around here, and I bought the sauce, I think, before I knew that it was a restaurant, so it just happened to work out well.
Wow. Yeah, boy, what are the odds? You go on to Whole Foods, you certainly don't expect to see something that you could throw a rock at and buy. So yeah, that's pretty neat. What a coincidence.
Maybe we'll have to make a soft-spoken business trip and hit this restaurant up.
Oh, wow.
Compare the sauce to the real-life equivalent.
Go look them up on Uber Eats.
Now, that would be really interesting to do, I think.
But are you guys fans of vodka sauce in general?
Yes.
I know I am, hugely,
Yes.
in a
No,
big way.
I'm not. I don't
don't like
usually
them?
go for the vodka sauce
Why is that?
because it has cream in it.
Do we know it has cream in it? I don't know
It
that.
says it right on the cover.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Like right on the label when I was reading it.
I'm assuming that it must, but you love that shit, Eric. You love it. You
love
eat more
feeling-
dairy than I do.
I love feeling miserable later, yeah.
You love farting. Your favorite thing.
You are forever farting.
Yeah, you're always making gas, dude. Left and right. Everything gas is coming out every orifice you got, and you love it. You relish it. I have to cut so much out of the show. You're constantly burping and farting and running to the bathroom to shit yourself. You love it. It's your favorite.
You're terrible, you know.
No,
right?
it's true. Tori agrees with me.
It's your favorite.
Before we even started
That's
the
why
show,
I got cheese pills at Tori's house.
before you
Cheese
started the
pills.
show,
You
you
gotta-
had to get like 20 belches out of the way. 20 disgusting belches, so I didn't have to cut them during the show.
I got nothing to say in my
Let's get
defense.
on to the initial tasting
Wow.
notes.
E.
Eric, do you want to go first with your tasting notes? How'd you like the cream in this sauce?
Too much.
More.
You could taste it.
Oh, cream.
It was sweet and it was tangy, and I literally thought I was tasting squash inside the sauce. I thought it was actually like I was, because of the whole color, maybe it's just like tricking me, making me think that there was squash in there. It was good, it had a really nice flavor to it, I thought. I do think it would be better if it was a little warmer. I think you made that comment earlier in the show.
Yes, our local resident backup chef was nice enough to prepare us some fine linguine pasta to try the sauce on tonight.
It was perfectly al dente, I have to say. It was
Yes,
very nice.
I'm a master at al dente. I mean, the resident backup chef is a master at al dente. And we reheated it in the microwave. We had to ask Alexa's permission first, which she kindly granted to us after you got up to turn her on. You have to touch her the right way, I think, right? I couldn't do it. I have no idea how
That's
the
right.
robot turn-ons work. But you managed to turn on Alexa, and she managed to turn on the microwave for us for not quite enough time, but that was the Soft-Spoken's allotted budget for microwave time at Eric's house, so we've exceeded that. That was it. We had to take our lukewarm noodles as they were, so...
I think maybe instead of just heating up the noodles, I should have heated up the sauce too. I should have opened the sauce and put that in there with it and heated it all up together.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't. It's not like we were pressed.
I don't
for
know.
time.
I heard you say heat up the noodles, and I just thought, okay, I'll heat up the noodles.
You put them
I
in-
just didn't think any further
You
into
put
the
them back
process.
in too. You took them out. You heated them up for like 45 seconds. You took them out and said, "Wow, these are still really cold." Put them back in for like 15 more seconds, and you're like, "Oh, that's it. That's a minute. That's
max.
what we budgeted.
We're done.
Minute per episode.
That's the maximum.
We're almost at like 50. This is like 54 episodes. So you figure that's almost an hour worth of microwave time right there, guys. That's a lot. That starts adding up in the budget over here.
I'm waiting for my check.
Could you imagine the vampiric power that
Oh
draws?
my god, that's drawing so much. Plus, when
Oh.
you factor in the energy to turn on the Alexa, oh my god, you may as well have to fucking take out a loan to heat the fucking noodles up, Tori.
It's been a while since you guys gave me shit about my electric usage.
That's because we're not normally allowed to use the microwave. We're only allowed to use the microwave once out of every 12 episodes.
It's Spooktober, so we can talk about vampiric draw.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, then also they raised the electric prices on us by 17% or something like that. I know my bill jumped considerably.
Oh, I did get that email. I ignored it.
Yeah, I ignored it too because I kind of figured there wasn't much that we were going to do. But Tori, what about your initial tasting notes? What'd you think?
I thought it was hella acidic. I thought it was the most acidic vodka sauce that I've ever had. To the point where when I put it in my mouth, I got these like warning signals in my brain, like, yo, that's...
Yo,
Yeah.
damage to your teeth enamel.
Yeah, right. It is real. Yeah, so it was super, super acidic, which, I mean, I don't know. I guess some people like, hey, maybe even you come to expect it with sort of a red orangey sauce like that. But it was, I don't want to say it was too much for me, but noticeable. I thought it was very salty, and I thought it was heavier on the tomato, probably more so tomato flavor. I know it's a red sauce, so duh, it's going to be tomato. But I've had other vodka sauces that were not as tomatoey.
It does bear mentioning
Only
that
creamier.
it does bear mentioning that I did cook the noodles with salt as you were supposed to do. So that may have contributed somewhat to the saltiness in the taste of the sauce. You may be inclined to try a little bit of the sauce on its own. I do think it was a salty sauce, but I am just full disclosure, because lots of Americans don't cook their pasta with any salt in the water like you're supposed to.
Why are you supposed to, for buoyancy?
No, just for flavor. You're supposed to be able to eat.
Yeah, those needles need to float.
You're
Right.
supposed to be able to eat the noodles on their own without sauce, so they're supposed to taste good. That's what the point is.
Oh.
That's like the Italian cooking secret. That's what they do at authentic Italian restaurants, Tori, not the Monticellos down the street.
You don't think they salt the water at Monticello's?
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
they do.
I don't know. I like Monticellos. We've said it before.
I don't know. You're not
fan of
convincing me
Monticellos. I'm
otherwise.
just saying they're not that authentic.
I can see you saying Buca di Beppo's not authentic, because that is
No,
definitely
they're
not
not authentic. No, they're not authentic either. They're like they're doing their own thing, but it's kind of like that same thing as like they're doing like the faux authentic, you know. But
Right.
it's very much like McDonald's is a pretty strong comparison. It's not as bad as McDonald's, but it is kind of like that faux authenticity. It's like Bravo's. People think Bravo's is Italian. Do you think Bravo's is Italian, Tori?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Bravo's is
That's
like
a half a step up above Olive Garden.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
not even.
And I would say the Monticello's is a whole step up from Olive Garden, but they're still in that same like ballpark of authenticity to me. So
Wow.
there's no one Italian working at Monticello's. I can tell you that much right now. Guarantee it.
So, Tori, you're saying you like the sauce to be more orange in color, more like closer to Adam's favorite sauce color?
I think I like a creamier sauce
And you
always
just like a
around.
creamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the creaminess, if there were more creaminess, it would probably would have cut the salt.
Sure. Well, I don't know.
You know,
Because-
it probably would have cut that acidity.
I mean, if that's just added cheese, that brings in salt again, too, though. So,
Yes, true. You think there's cheese in this?
I bet you there's some cheese in there.
Yeah, I could see you potentially being right. Some Parmigiano.
Right.
It's just effing you up even more. You got to take 2 cheese pills now because there's cream and cheese
Right.
in there.
I had a very small helping, although I probably should have taken the cheese
I
pill.
think a lot of those aged cheeses don't have as much lactose, right?
That is
Parmesan? Okay.
The harder cheeses have less lactose in them. I believe that's true.
Eric doesn't like those. He doesn't get as much fart out of them.
Oh, jeez.
Turning cheese into farts.
Forward capacity.
Fart capacity lowered. No, but for me personally, I kind of agree with you, Tori. I definitely think this was much more acidic than most. It's very acidic, I would say. More acidic than I would expect most vodka sauces to be, because usually they do cut that acidity back with, like I said, what I assume is the cream. I am a big fan of the acidity, though. Personally, I really enjoyed that, and I really like this sauce. Not to show my hand too much, but I was quite the fan of it. And the saltiness I got, like I said, part of that was, I will take partial fault for that because it definitely could have been me. That being said, though, nothing really jumped out at it for me. I didn't think it was anything super crazy as far as flavors go. Like, I thought it was quite good, and I would definitely eat it, and I would definitely, make a dinner with this. That being said, I don't think it was dramatically better than many other vodka sauces I've had, which kind of brings me on to my second point, which is this was $9 for that jar.
Wow.
Yeah, $9. And they have
Ouchie.
this at Giant Eagles too. We got, like I said, we got this from Whole Foods, and yeah, that's a stout amount of money for sauce.
That is. Do we know if they sell it at the restaurant?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not certain.
Would you consider this an authentic Italian restaurant?
I've not been, but I have heard it recommended as a more authentic type of Italian place to go.
Wow.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like, $9, I would expect something that's really stand out. Something, like, really special.
Yeah.
this is something that's, I think, a constant plague of marinara sauce and spaghetti sauces, whatever. I know you have a big hold up on what we call them, Eric. Red sauces, red gravies.
Red gravy.
There we go.
I know if you go to, like, even a Giant Eagle, like, not a place that's super fancy, but does have some higher end brands sometimes, is that you see, pasta sauces all the way from, like, the $1.50 price point all the way up to, like, the $16 price point, I think, is like the highest ones they've got there.
Wow.
Now, I will say this. From the price point of like $1.50 to like the $3 to $4 range, there is a world of difference between those. Like if you get that $1.50 stuff, which I made the mistake of doing when I first was cooking, years ago, because I thought, hey, it's a red gravy, what difference can it make? But it makes a huge difference. Like
Wow.
that Del Grosso shit we talked about, or like the Bell, whatever the
Bellevue?
No, not even Bellevue. I was thinking there's another one. But like the absolute cheapest, ones you can get, their cheapest version, it's basically just like red water. It's not good at all. But then once you get up to like that, this is just for me, but once you get up to like that $4 or so price range and up, I don't notice that much of a difference. Call that an unrefined palate maybe, but
Wow.
Not gonna have to. I'd actually have to agree with you for the most part. I find it funny that you talk about how bad the watery, red, cheap sauces are, but then didn't you also say you like SpaghettiOs? Like you grew up on SpaghettiOs? Like
yeah,
the
I like
crappy-
SpaghettiOs. Although I recently learned I don't like the SpaghettiOs, the spaghetti ones anymore. I used to like those, and now I find the noodles too overcooked in those. Which I think the noodles are all equally overcooked in SpaghettiOs, but at least in the smaller form, I find them more palatable.
But the sauce is not good either. Like
I didn't say they're good. I said
know.
I enjoyed them.
For sustenance, yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're not even, they're just junk food,
Yeah, they really are. They're just totally.
But yeah, I'll slam on some SpaghettiOs. I ain't ashamed.
Ugh, yuck. All right. And I ate some pretty crappy, like low end, spaghetti sauces, but SpaghettiOs, that's the shit.
SpaghettiOs used to be better too. We've talked about this before.
Yeah,
on the
that's
show,
true.
But they've
You did
gone
say
downhill. They used to be better, and if you get like the throwback ones, I think those ones are slightly better. To be fair. But yeah, I don't know about you guys. Have you guys had any more experiences with more expensive like red gravies, the sauces?
No, I have to admit. I mean, obviously, this is
I
E
know
we're talking
you don't,
about,
yes.
right? I
You
I
buy
shop
the
at
$1.50.
Aldi's. Yeah, I shop at Aldi's, and I might pay the $2.99 or $3.50 for a jar of spaghetti sauce at Aldi's, and it's the meat or the or the garden fresh or the garlic and the garlic and onion. I think I've tried them all. I like them all. They're all tasty.
I think Aldi's is a little bit of a different beast though, because Aldi's doesn't carry like the super expensive stuff, but they also don't carry like the absolute bargain basement stuff either. Like their stuff
That's
is
true.
they have one brand, but they're like a mid-grade sauce at a lower mid-grade cost. That's
Yeah, I'd
most
say
of their
that's fair.
products are like that.
Yeah, you can find some gems in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't really think it's fair to say, oh, I buy the cheap sauce, I go to Aldi's, because I think they do a pretty good value for what they're providing. Like I think their sauces are, as good as anything else. I think they probably have sauces that are close to as good as this.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Yeah,
That was kind of my point, I guess. So, what about you, Tori? You have any experience with more luxurious sauces like this?
No, I really don't. I mean, outside of the homemade sauces, that you get from madres and matriarchs, across that.
Monticello's.
From Monticello's, exactly right. But no, I mean, I don't have much experience with sauce outside of that. There's a really good place where it's over in Penn Hills, and it's an Italian restaurant. I'd be curious as to what you think, if this is authentic Italian or not, but it's awesome. And they too sell their sauce in jar form, of course, much like our friends here, La Famiglia. But yeah, if I think of it, I'll blurt it out, but I cannot think of it. It's driving me crazy. But that's probably the only sauce that by name I can think of, and I can't tell you even by name.
Is it sold locally in stores too, or just at their facility?
I doubt it's in stores.
Okay.
But you can go in and get a jar of red sauce, and it's driving me bonkers. But they got really good raviolis. So yeah, I mean, that'd be my only exposure. So for me to say one thing or another, I think would be unfair. But I think $9 for that jar of sauce is unbelievable.
And I know I've been abundantly clear about this, but I want to go back one more time just in case they're also considering a corporate sponsorship with us. And I love Monticello's. Like, I will slam on Monticello's any day of the week. I will happily. Anyone that ever says, hey, do you want to go to Monticello's? The answer is yes.
Absolutely.
So let's be perfectly clear about that.
Never had a bad meal there. I've been going there for 100 years.
Exactly. So I just want to be perfectly clear about that. Anyone listening to this, please go endorse your local Monticello's.
One of my first restaurants I ever had when I came to Pittsburgh was Monticello's.
Their garlic bread shit is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So good. Just not authentic. But anyways, moving right along, why don't we go ahead, and after a lot of pitter-pattering and pondering around, let's go ahead and get around to Eric's favorite segment of the show, the ingredients.
So, Adam, before I go into the ingredients, just because the main ingredient here, vodka, well, not main ingredient, but an interesting ingredient, right? Vodka sauce, having vodka in it.
All right.
Have you, or the backup chef, ever cooked with any alcohol, per se?
Absolutely. Yes. I cook like my dad cooks with alcohol. I have one for the sauce and one for the chef.
Oh, okay, nice.
No, I have cooked pretty substantially with alcohol. I put alcohol in a lot of things that I cook.
Oh, neat. I think I did.
Sometimes beer, often wine. Less so like a bourbon, just because I don't like using up good bourbon for cooking.
That's fair.
But sometimes it's only a subtle flavor. But yeah, brandy, like I said, a lot of red wine, a lot of white wine too, in particular, and then often a good one I use a lot of too in some things is a good Yingling.
Nice.
So, yep.
Yeah, certain like a chili or certain like if you're like braising ribs, I've also often heard you can put beer in with the water and you can boil the ribs first.
Absolutely. Not as much.
A little bit of extra flavor.
Not as much vodka though, I will say. And if my memory serves from vodka sauce. Vodka's an ingredient, but like I said, most of the flavor difference is coming from that cream and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the ingredients for this is Italian tomatoes, tomato puree, heavy
That's how you
cream.
know it's authentic. They have Italian tomatoes.
Right.
Yeah. Cane sugar, salt, vodka, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, basil, garlic powder, and onion powder.
So wait, where's cream on that?
It was the third ingredient, heavy cream.
Makes sense. Yeah, I do. I think it's interesting that it's not as light of a color as many other vodka sauces I get, but I do like a good vodka sauce.
Yeah, me too. It's good.
I think topped only by a bolognese.
That's what I like.
I do like a good bolognese. And Market District, which is by Giant Eagle owns Market District, they make a really good bolognese for another reasonable price. It's gotten more expensive. I think it might be $5 or $6, but it's got a lot of meat in it, so it makes sense. That's another good one. But as always, as we mentioned before, my standard go-to, which I actually had for dinner earlier tonight, is the Newman's Own Marinara, $2.50, shooting way above its weight class with that price point. I mean, we're talking, easily a $5 or $6 sauce there in a $250 jar. So
all profits go to charity.
Absolutely,
love it.
We haven't repped for Newman's Own yet recently, so we'll hit them up a little more.
I always feel like Newman's Own is like $4.50 a jar. I'm surprised that you managed to find such a good deal for it. So, but that's cool.
$4.50?
Like $4.39 or something at the shop and save. I don't know. That's what I was.
I've always seen it for like $2.50. They have a $2.50 at Walmart. They have it for $2.50 at Giant Eagle. Nice. I don't know where you're going.
Obviously not the right places. Yeah.
Where you going, E?
I just want to splurge on that Newman's Own.
He's going to Grifter's Grocery.
I would feel nervous
Second-hand groceries.
Well, everything deserves a second chance. Anyways, buying bolognese,
including
sauce,
your taxes.
Yeah, really.
Oh my goodness.
Buying bolognese sauce in a jar always kind of scared me. I always thought because it's a meat sauce, and I get it. You can canned meats, but I don't know. I always feel like if you're out to a restaurant or something, that's what I'd look forward to ordering because I know it's fresh, it's freshly prepared.
I do think that bolognese does benefit from being fresher, I think. I don't know. The last time I made a bolognese, it was like an all-day event, and it was so fucking good, though. Oh my god, it blew me away.
Did you share that with us?
No, absolutely I did not.
No.
I made a vat of it. I did give some to my mom and my sister, though, but man, I threw that on some angel hair pasta. Oh, mamma mia. So good.
Nice.
Yeah, shit was bomb.
That's awesome.
But it was quite the event. So
yeah, ingredient wise, nothing really stand out. Nothing that nothing really special here other than the Italian tomatoes, like Adam pointed out. So maybe
I believe it's pronounced Italian. Thank you,
Italian.
Tori, what do you say? Italian? I know you are. You're an Itai.
Oh yeah,
sayer.
I am.
Way back.
Yep. Oh yeah, from way back. Yeah, I'm impressed. There's no weird chemicals in this. It all seemed relatively pronounceable ingredients, right? There was no goofy 100%. Shit.
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of interesting maybe is the fact that they say they put tomato puree and then, and then sugar's the fourth ingredient, which I thought was interesting too, because I didn't get a whole lot of sweetness out of it.
I got some
more
sweetness.
Acidic.
It was definitely cut by the acidity, but I definitely got some sweetness too.
I did say it was sweet and tangy, so I guess I must have tasted sweetness when I was.
Tang is fair to say. I do think it bears mentioning. I didn't taste any vodka in this, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, I've never tasted vodka in a vodka sauce.
I don't think you're supposed to, really.
No, I don't think you're supposed to, but I always think it's funny they call it vodka sauce, like that's a primary flavor, like they do with the rest of the stuff. Because anytime you got, like you said, Eric, you get garlic and mushroom or meatball sauce or whatever, that's like the primary things. Then vodka, it's really the cream that's the thing that's standing out.
Yeah, really. Cream and cheese. I'm surprised they didn't have any extra added cheeses to this. So it just has cream. That's it.
What purpose does the vodka serve if you can't taste it? Which is to thin it out?
I really have no idea, Tori, to be quite frank with you. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Good question. I'll have to put it on something to look up on the show notes, I guess.
Well, speaking of things that are online with the show notes, why don't we go ahead and take a little peek-see at their website. Now, they have two different portals here for their website, and they have one for the retail sauces and then one for the actual ristorante itself. And so we'll do a quick look here at what they got for sauces. We'll do our typical rapid-fire style, starting with Tori.
Marinara.
Eric.
Vodka.
Tori.
Diavolo.
Eric.
Bolognese.
Tori.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Eric.
Devil oil, chili oil.
Yikes.
Well, that was short.
That's
That's interesting. I wonder what Diavolo is.
They have that at the Petrio's restaurant, an authentic Italian restaurant in Westview, PA, and it is effing delicious.
All right. Is it actually authentic? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe not by your standards, but I think it's hella good.
Are there Italians working there?
The old man speaks Italian.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and say authentic.
Well, yeah.
So, probably. He might be faking it.
He's a phony baloney.
Everyone wants to be Italian. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Everyone loves being Italian. They get such good credit for all the time about being so many complimentary things people have to say about us Italians. So.
But yeah, there is a dish there. No joke. It's I forget what type of pasta it is, but it's a Diavolo.
Huh. Interesting.
That'd be a good place to order from in the future.
All right, I'm down with that.
Just something to ponder. Now that
we can't fucking go to Monticello.
Yeah, now the Monticello's off. You and Amy, you gritting on Monticello.
I love Monticello.
For no reason.
I love Monticello. Amy doesn't like Monticello's?
She gets tired of it.
Oh, well.
Just because it is such a perennial.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always good.
The nice thing about them, though, is they have a decent variety of things. Like, if you want to get quote-unquote Italian food, they have they have that.
Quote.
They've got hella good pizza, though.
Right, pizza,
got
sandwiches.
Good Sammys and stuff,
Their fish is real good.
Yeah, they got all kinds of good shit there because they're not super authentic, so they can
It's a
afford to have
super
a wide
quality
menu.
restaurant. Yeah, whatever you're going to order, it's good food.
Brought to you by Monticello.
We're not authentic. But what do you think about these other things? That obviously olive oil is olive oil, but what do you think? Oh, this is interesting. Cold pressed and unfiltered, though. Have you ever seen unfiltered olive oil? It's like cloudy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks like goop. It looks like something we could have on for Saucetober week 4.
Oh, that's weird. Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's any
best
advantages.
used on raw dishes, salads, crudos.
Yeah, crudos. I don't know.
Kudos to your crudos.
I'm not authentic enough to know what crudos are.
Any other type of drizzling and finishing. I wonder if you could just
You skipped over this word, too.
dip
Eric.
your. I sure did. Just dip your bread in, and bread with like a little bit of seasonings in it. Would that be good?
Oh,
or not?
absolutely, yeah.
For
That was
raw.
100% of what they were intending. They also have this devil oil chili oil, which sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'd be down for trying something like that. I mean, I'm always interested in trying something spicy.
All right, well, there's that's what I learned about their sauces here. Not a whole lot going on. 6 different offerings that they have. Maybe available in store. It says we could become a retailer, so that's neat. You guys want to give a shot to that? I don't know.
Start slinging, selling $10 bottles of sauce.
But let's look and see on their website here, too. See if there's anything that jumps out at us on the website here. Warrington Ave, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't know if
East
there's...
Warrington. Where is that?
Okay, let's get directions. Allentown. Minutes from downtown Pittsburgh. There you go.
Kind of rough area.
That's how you know it's authentic.
That's right.
What else they got on the website here? You can get a kit. Look at that. They've got a little taster's kit of sauces.
Oh, wow.
You're creaming your jeans for that.
You can ding that against plates for all you'd like.
There's not a whole lot else going on their website here. It looks like just your pretty much standard fare restaurant page.
See what the menu looks like. Make sure see if it's authentic or
All right,
not.
let's look at the dinner menu. Oh, look at that. Now tell me, they don't serve anything like that. Look, it's got fucking fava beans or whatever the fuck those are. You do not find anything like this in Monticello's, Tori. Looking like a hawk.
That's good.
There's
that's
a
a good
hawk
thing.
of some sort here. For the listeners, we're looking at some sort of hawk. It's got some crusties near the leg portion where the bone's sticking out. There's some little white dollops. There's some little beans hanging out on there, and some beans and some greens, and a wedge of a lemon, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and say maybe a veal?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Holy cow, they've got a lot of text on their menu here.
Lobster cakes.
See, this is how you know it's authentic, because they've got Stucciarelli, or whatever you say that word, which I assume is supposed to mean appetizers of some sort. They've got meatball gigante, stuffed with fresh mozzarella, sea of marinara.
A sea of marinara.
How do I say 2 provolones? What does that mean? 2 provolones. I'm assuming it's like 2 little like wedge or like little
probably
dollops?
the big chunk off of the whole 2
provolone
log.
Slices of provolone.
Or maybe 2 wheels, 2 provolone
probably
wheels.
Yeah.
Tomato burrata.
Wow.
Grilled octopus.
Mussels d'Avola. There you go.
Very good. They've got a casa salad. They've got a Hail Caesar. They've got
Caesar
a
salad.
macaroni course. Okay, this is that dish that they were talking about using that vodka sauce on the cavatappi alla vodka. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
We'll have to go there for a game night. I don't think we can afford. Holy fuck,
don't
we
think
can't
we can
afford.
afford
Yeah,
the
we can't
prices.
afford this. Yeah, never mind.
Pan-seared scallops. Ooh.
Try that again.
Pan-seared scallops.
With a corn puree, chorizo, and a blistered tomato.
Oh boy, fancy.
Yeah, see, Monticello's named blistering any tomatoes for you.
Yeah, I don't think. But you'd be hard pressed to find a meal for $60 too, dude.
Yeah, you can pretty much have one of everything on the menu for $60 at Monticello's. From the blood of the earth, our steaks are hand-cut and aged to our in-house specifications. We use only the finest grass-fed and grain-finished USDA Prime Allen Brothers beef, wet-aged for 21 days. All steaks are seasoned and roasted over our hot coal grills. You may choose your cut with a complimentary signature preparation listed below.
What is wet aged beef? All I can picture is like beef aging in blood.
I don't know.
Like
I'm
a
assuming
bath
it's
of
a
blood.
brine.
Okay, I hope
I'm
it's
assuming like a
brine.
salt brine. Because I think like there's like a dry aging thing too.
Say salt would dry it out. That'd be like more of a dry aging.
No, it makes it retain moisture.
Okay.
That's like your marinades and stuff always have like a salt in them. So I to be honest with you though, I'm not classy enough to have any idea what that means. But that's my guess. Is it's like a brine. I don't know why it has to be in there for 21 fucking days, but that's that's a whole nother conversation.
A $70 steak. See you later.
Yeah, this is a little rich for my blood, but this is beyond even like a birthday meal for me, if we're being honest. Probably would never go there, but that's their restaurant, that's their little website presence, and that's their menu. Without further ado, let's get back on to something we can't afford, which is talk, because talk is cheap.
That's right, it's free, especially around here.
And let's get on to the ratings portion of the show. Eric, you want to lead us off with your rating for the sauce?
So you mentioned the price, but you didn't actually go into the whole honey ratio then on it. Just don't want to dive into that.
Well, let me think here. Let's do
$1 per ounce.
Ounce. Right. So I mean you are getting 24 ounces.
Let me bust out the calculator. This is why I don't do the honey ratio, because I have to bust out the calculator. That's the only thing that prevents me from doing it every episode. So we got
3 something?
So we got what? We got a 9 divided by what? Divided by 24. So that's a 375 on the honey ratio. Honey being 100. It's pretty high, right?
Other way around. You're 0.3, I think. Or we screwed up the
It's
math.
0.3, but remember we moved the decimal places out?
Well, honey ratio is $1 per ounce. This isn't $1 per ounce. It'd be $24.
Oh, okay. So it's the 37 then.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. 37. 37. That's right. We moved the decimal places 2 out. This is why we don't do it, because I'm too fucking stupid to figure it out. God damn it, Eric. Yeah, so it's a 37.
Which isn't terrible. I suppose you're getting a decent quantity of sauce. I mean, I think
what was like the Texas Pete? Well, that was like what 14.
That was like
it was dirt cheap,
right?
So 37.
Texas Pete's pretty damn good too.
It is good.
But the thing about this is that it's the same thing as like you could get this. Like I said, you could get this in a Newman's Own, pretty competent. You can throw some cream in their marinara. Throw some vodka in yourself and in the jar, and you could be well under that price point.
Right.
So
I'm probably going to be generous here. I'm going to say it's a 5. I'm going to say it's a 5.5. I mean, it's tasty. It's not bad. I feel like the cost is definitely, I wouldn't splurge for it. I'm glad that, we got to try it here. So I know
he's glad that you bought it.
I'm glad that it was provided to us from our
sponsors. And this is pretty luxurious for you here. So.
$9 bottle of spaghetti sauce. And I wouldn't, go out of my way for a vodka sauce anyway. It's just not my thing. But yeah, I mean, I thought
What's
it was.
on your arm? Is that a herpy? What is that?
That is psoriasis. And it's new and painful. And what sucks is that
is it normally just one dot like that?
No, I mean it spreads in patches.
Yeah, but I'm used to that. But why is there just the one little spot?
I don't know. Like that's why, part of me thought maybe it was
chicken
like
pox.
It was weird. It itches like a mosquito bite, and then as soon as I go to scratch it, then it hurts. So I've been trying to treat it with, all you can do is cream, really. Just like put a psoriasis.
Are you sure
cream
it's
on
psoriasis? Not like maybe it's MRSA or something.
Yeah, say maybe I've got a long-lasting spot of poison ivy or something.
Shingles.
Shingles. I've had shingles.
Are you serious?
I have, yeah.
Really?
I had it when I was in college. Crazy.
Yikes! I heard that's not fun.
No, not fun at all. It sucks. It was luckily a very, very mild case, but
I'm hopeful that I am immune to that because I got the chickenpox vaccine, which I think you guys were a little too old for. Yeah. So I'm hoping that helps for that. Well, my sister apparently did not develop her immunity to chickenpox. Like she did for a while, but then it went away because I think they recently tested her. So might have to get re-upped on that. But before we get more into that fun topic, Tori, hit us with your rating for the sauce.
I do like fun topics like that. I'm with E. I think I'm going to come in right at a 5. I mean, in terms of, I don't know, I don't want to get too A-word algorithm-y on you. But
where's Paul Newman at?
I don't know if me saying it triggers it, if it's the magic word.
No, it's only Eric.
If it's only from E. But I don't know. My logic here makes sense. And I think if I was comparing this sauce in the echelon of vodka sauces, this would be far lower. Because I like this less than other vodka sauces that are out there. But as we zoom out and we see this across, all types of different sauces, I think it's going to come in. I think 4.5 is a bit harsh. So I'm going to stick at a 5.
Okay.
Yeah. There's absolutely better sauces. There's vodka sauces out there head and shoulders better than this, but it's not the worst sauce in general going. So there you have it. 5.
All right. I think that's a pretty fair assessment, and I think I'm kind of on board where you're coming at for that. For me personally, I think my base score, stop playing with your pox here, I think my base score is going to be a 5, and I think I'm going to subtract half a discretionary point for the cost. I mean, it's, that's a no-brainer. I know we talked about it, but the other thing, too, is like you were saying, Tori, like you expect a vodka sauce to have like a certain richness to it that I didn't think this really had.
Yes.
Now, that being said, in all fairness, I do think that if you had this sauce probably prepared with some other things, it would probably be really good. Like, I think that they may be kind of like planning this into your preparation. Like, I don't think they're intending you to serve this just on noodles, to be quite honest. I think that they're intending you to throw in some...
like mushrooms, onions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, some richer ingredients, like you said, maybe some mushrooms, maybe some cuts of steak, maybe some seafood or something like that. Instead, it's got kind of natural umami richness to it, and maybe they're planning for some of that acidity to kind of cut that a little bit and bring you a more balanced dish. But as Eric once famously said on this show,
We rate sauces, not meals, not what they intended. We only rate the sauce.
Yeah, I said something pretty much exactly like
Along
that.
those lines.
Yeah.
So to that end, I'm going to rate it as is for a sauce, and as is for a sauce, like you said, Tori, there's better vodka sauces with more richness for a much better price point, closer to like the aforementioned Newman's Own. I'm going to go ahead and say 4.5 is pretty fair.
Yeah, it's a whole family of sauces I'm just not that familiar with. Like I think I've always just seen, like, I know it has extra cream in it, and that's what gives it like that vodka, and I'll just go, I don't need it. I'm happy with regular tomato sauce, so I just never really explored the whole range of creamy tomato sauces out there that you guys obviously have sampled by other, people.
I like a vodka sauce. I like I said, I normally would cook it with something else.
Right, and
I'm
I've
not
got nothing-
making just spaghetti.
Yeah, I've got nothing really against it. And here, once I tried it, I mean, like I said, I generally liked it. I just don't have a whole lot of other, body of other that kind of type of sauces to pull from to really give it a fair judgment, I guess, or to be so harsh on it to say one way or the other. I just don't have that knowledge.
Speaking of knowledge,
I lack a lot of knowledge. I know, Adam.
you know what they call a single spaghetti noodle?
No.
I don't.
I think it's called a spaghetto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not making a joke. I'm dead serious. I think that's what it's called. I just think that's a funny spaghetto.
Huh.
Of course, I'm going to check that. Yeah.
You love calling me out on shit when I'm wrong. Even when I'm right, you manage to phrase things in such a way to make it seem like I was wrong. Like, Adam claimed that this was the case, and it is, but that's how he phrases it. That's how he phrases everything. Every single thing on there, I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, why is he calling me out for this? And I'm like, okay, I was in fact absolutely 100% right. I forget what the most recent thing was, but the show notes-
aubergine.
Oh, well, I was wrong about the aubergine
okay.
color thing, but I was right about the one other aspect. I forget what it was, but I was definitely right. I mean, you phrased it like Adam said this, and he was mostly right about it, but I found one thing he was wrong about. Piece of shit.
Probably. Probably how I worded it. I don't know. I thought I was pretty fair to you. I said, yes, Adam got it right. Then I was like, is it called because of color? I said, no.
Is this your phrasing? It makes me angry.
Aubergine.
Aubergine. That was not
interesting.
accurate. Apparently, aubergine does not come from the color. It's vice versa.
Oh.
It's the color comes from the word aubergine, which is some derivative from some root word in, the Ottoman Empire or something like that Eric went and researched.
Way back.
The
Wow.
most work Eric has ever done for the show is just so he can try to prove me wrong on something. That's the only way to motivate him, is to make me look like an idiot.
It does work.
I need to start framing more things in that context. It's a shame we don't have a ratings portion of the show for you, Eric.
Just for me.
All right, well...
It'd be constantly in the, twos. Yeah, it'd be low.
Oh, E.
I agree with that.
Oh.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this week with the Alla Famiglia vodka sauce and all the other Italian words on there that we can't say. But without further ado, Eric, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with us this week?
Threw me off being a little bit earlier this week. I'm going to have to...
What being
It
earlier?
threw you off as opposed to your vigorous, your research routine that you have down to a science. Being one day early threw that off.
No, I never have something good to say.
No,
at the
I
end
know
of the
you
show.
don't, so don't even pretend you do.
No, I was just going to say, like, I don't know.
Splurge on yourself
silly.
once in a while
It's silly
with this
to say,
luxurious sauce.
No, I was gonna say stay hydrated with
for
these
Christ's
crazy
sakes.
October heat spells, but because I know it didn't
wasn't
work for
that
me.
hot.
Apparently, I was really dehydrated last night, but I didn't even drink, so I don't know why I was.
Why
all
were you
dehydrated.
how did you know you were dehydrated?
Because I had, the case of uvulititis.
What?
Yeah.
How did we not hear about this earlier? You had what?
He had a case of it.
Uvulititis?
Yes.
What the actual fuck does that mean?
I thought
Something in your
I told
throat?
you guys about that. Yeah.
About
yeah.
your uvulititis? No.
Told you guys about
Tell
it
the
before.
show. Tell the show about your youth.
So apparently, sometimes for some poor, unfortunate people, if you become dehydrated, your uvula in the back of your throat will swell up, and it like closes off your entire throat, which is really,
What?
really unnerving because you can't breathe through your mouth; you can only breathe through your nose. And like the first time it happened to me, it caught me like really off guard.
Wait,
I thought,
how many times has this happened to you?
This is like the fourth time, and
What the fuck?
yeah, the doctors
You've never said this before in your entire... What?
The doctor
Eric.
said that they said, well, if it becomes a consistent problem, we'll just surgically remove it. There's no point.
But
There's no point
They're
to
going
having
to
a
start cutting
uvula.
parts of your throat out
Yeah,
because you couldn't drink enough water?
apparently. So hydration's important.
How do you, as a human being, have come up with such bizarre medical problems that have never existed for any other person on the planet?
I went to a doctor. A doctor says it's a thing.
Honest
it's
to
not
God, like if
super
you,
common, but
if you
it's a
made
thing.
this shit up. I've heard stranger shit like made up. Let's put it that way. I legitimately, that's unheard of. Uvulatitis.
It's terrible. It was absolutely horrible. Yeah.
How much is that thing fucking swelling? How
to
how
close
little
off my entire throat?
how
like,
little water? Like, dude, are you not like pissing like fucking? You know,
like
is it
brown?
not like black? Yeah, when it's
Yeah.
coming out, like you're not getting any indication you got to drink more water.
It's high test coffee. He pisses.
Yeah.
Right. I don't
Like
know.
it's
I felt fine.
it's coming out in like a gel is what I'm imagining. You know, like
No, I don't know. It's super weird. Like I said, it happens, and supposedly, well, they say
you
the
ever
only.
like squirt the shampoo bottle, you know, and it comes out in like that yellowish like stream that's like goopy. That's what I'm imagining. Like it's thick, like it's coiling up in the
It's
toilet.
terrible, Adam. That's horrible.
That's what I'm imagining.
No, I don't know. It's super weird. The only way for it to go away is to drink water, which also makes it tough because your throat's all swollen. So you're like trying to swallow, but you can't because you got
A big old uvula.
Yeah, giant uvula back there, all swollen up, taking up your whole throat. It's very uncomfortable.
How did you not mention this to us before?
I swear I have, but I guess apparently I haven't. So well,
If the listeners, if anyone else has ever heard of or had uvulatitis, please let us know that
Yeah.
Eric's not alone.
And our heart goes out to you.
Please also,
Yeah.
if you're a woman, please also send us your numbers so we can hook you, the only two people on the planet up to pass it on to all their children. Uvulatitis.
Uvulatitis.
Watch, I'm going to talk all this shit and I'm going to get it just for talking all this shit. But I try to hydrate I think I'm pretty good at hydrating.
you hydrate all the time.
Oh, I'm always hammered on hydration,
Yeah.
bro.
Hammering.
You come here and you drink 8 glasses of water. 1 hour of.
It's because I got to do all this
podcast.
talking right after I just ate a salty ass dinner, so it's like guaranteed to I need tons of water. Normally I drink water
True.
like closer when I'm going to bed. That way I get my midnight piss in.
Nice.
I'm making piss.
I haven't gotten to that age yet, or apparently I don't know. I hardly ever have to wake
No,
up.
I do straight up drink like a bottle of water right before I go to bed. So
So you
and-
wake up in the middle of the night, usually having.
I do eat way too much salt on my food, if we're being honest. Like, I do eat too salty of a dinner, so then I tend to hammer down on the water after dinner to kind of flush it out. So, and it takes a little while to percolate through.
And then you retain it, and because all the salt.
Exactly, and then I turn into a thick boy. All that water weight sloshing around like an absolute unit.
All right. Well, now that listeners have heard medical stories they had no intent of hearing about a sauce on a sauce show, Tori.
Now it's time for Touching Thoughts with Tori.
Touching thoughts with Tori. Wow.
He's got a theme he's been working on for Saucetober, so.
Oh, who did
I thought you
me?
said that last week. Didn't you say you were leading up to something? No? Okay.
I don't think.
Touching Thoughts with Tori.
Oh boy, what a week. Well, I wanted to talk today about being sincere, and I think being sincere is important. And I know us here, we certainly strive to be sincere each and every week. And along with sincerity, I think we need to take a look at, oh boy, how can I phrase this? The difference between toxic positivity and genuine optimism. Now, bear with me here. I think, especially in this day and age, you can throw the word toxic before damn near any noun, out there, and, someone will buy into it. But I think toxic positivity is something we sort of have to be worried about because it disguises itself. And it's almost like happiness for the sake of happiness. And this positivity that is so toxic really does nothing for you, Well, just smile. You look cuter when you smile, or some stupid ass comments like that. Where if we flip the script on it and we look for this genuine optimism along with that. You know, you sort of take the good with the bad. You understand, you know, hey, you may be going through something. You may have a reason not to smile, and that's okay, but know that you will have a reason to smile later on. You know, may it be next week or tomorrow or next month or what have you. So, I don't know. I think it's that just sort of hit me, and I think it's probably worth thinking about and worth talking about. And if you catch yourself in this toxic positivity, it's worth, you know, just thinking about what you say before you say it, because maybe it's not all that helpful. And that'll do it for me. We love you, of course. We're proud of you. How could I forget? And yeah, thanks for joining us, of course.
I do think that's pretty interesting. I assume you came up with that yourself.
I'm sort of smart.
That was pretty good. I mean, it's a legitimately, like, really insightful thing to say. I thought that was pretty damn good. And I think that's the things I kind of had to think about. That was kind of like, first of all, good on you for coining the term. A+ on that.
Yay.
And I do think that you make some really valid points there. And I was thinking of specific examples insofar as sometimes people are too focused on being positive to the point where they never, like, kind of release any frustrations or something like that, and they just kind of bottle up inside of themselves because they feel like they can never not be positive, you know, or they'll have some sort of a total breakdown if they're anything less than totally positive all the time. And the other thing, I think that sometimes people lie to themselves and say, like, oh, I don't want to bring that issue up, or, you know, with someone, or I don't want to, you know, stir the pot, or I don't want to try to resolve that problem because that would be negative. And they get too focused on not being negative that the problem is actually that much worse because they're afraid of not being positive for 10 seconds. So I think that's actually really insightful. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Good job, Tori.
You're welcome.
I don't know about touching, but it was insightful. Insightful thoughts with Tori this week.
Okay.
Right.
We'll take that.
It's a little level of depth I'm still processing.
Wow.
I'm still thinking about it.
Well, you have an extra day to process it since we're recording a day early. Or no, wait, we're recording this on Wednesday again next week, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Oh, damn. Well,
I
there
know.
goes your 8-day hiatus.
If there's any takeaways for the listeners, all I want to say is that take a page right out of my book and go call one of your dear friends a piece of shit,
There you go.
Eric. And with all that being said, as always, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Hey, you know, despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty at saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.